Hello lovely people, welcome to Prime Strings. I'm Henriette and today we are learning the G major scale and the G major arpeggio. And this video is part of a three-part series: the D major scale, the A major scale and arpeggio, and the G major scale and arpeggio. And they're all three exactly the same, and the good part is you can practice one and then know the other ones as well. So this is the last video to be released in this series, so I'm hoping you already know the A major scale and arpeggio and the D major scale and arpeggio. The G major scale and arpeggio is very much similar to the other two, except it starts on the G string and then it continues on the D string. So let's go straight in and let's play a G major scale, and we're going to start on an open G string, playing each note with a long bow twice, and then we'll add the fourth finger at the top. So let's just double check our bow hold before we start. So remember to bend your thumb underneath your bow, to have your fingers over the bow. I see this quite a lot, so if this is you, make sure that you go over the bow a little bit further with your fingers, so that you can place your pinky rounded on the side edge there. Now my left hand, my finger line, that is the line here where my finger is connected to my hand, that little crease, that should be level with the E string. And then I want you to push your wrist out so that you can have an imaginary space for a tennis ball right here. And look, my thumb is just peeking over the edge there. So if you check those three things, finger line, thumb and tennis ball, you should be roughly in the right position with your left hand. So let's start on two long G's, shall we? 1, 2. Well done, very nice. Now, as you may have learned in the past, is that I don't just ask you to play the G scale, but I'll ask you to improve your technique on it as well. So what I'd like you to do now is to step forward slightly with your left foot. And I want you to get a little bit of a sort of gentle rocking movement while you play, going forwards and backwards on your feet, like that. Now I want you to double check that your knees are nice and relaxed, so let's have a bit of an athletic stance there. So not locked in your knees, but just gently rocking forwards and backwards. I'm not saying that when you play you need to always go backwards and forwards, but just have a little flexibility in your legs there. So let's play this G scale again, checking over your bow hold and your left hand before you start. And now I want you to step forward slightly, just half a step, with your left foot, and just start rocking. So we get a little bit of air in your sound when you do that. Ready? 1, 2. doing there. Okay, so I hope that you've noticed that your whole body position is a little bit more relaxed when your legs are relaxed, and that is helping the quality of your sound. Now what I'd like you to try next is to make sure that you bring your left elbow a little bit under the violin. When we're playing on the G string, my fingers are a little bit further to the left, and you can achieve that by bringing your elbow under. Bringing your elbow under will steer your fingers to the left a little bit more, and therefore your fingers are more ready to play when they're hovering above the G string. So now let's put it all together, shall we? Gently step forward with your left foot a little bit, so that left foot supports the left hand side of your violin, where your violin's sticking out from your body a little bit, and now bring your elbow a little bit further under the violin, at the same time pushing your wrist out. You see, we don't want this, but push that wrist out. We'll play the scale one more time after 2. 1, 2. Well done. That's really developing your technique today, isn't it? That's awesome work. Lovely. Now, let's play a G major arpeggio. For those of you who don't know it, you can find it in a Fiddle Time Scales book, or in your grade 1 scales book. You can also check out the screen here. I will display the arpeggio while I play it. We're starting on the G string, open G string. Then we'll play 2 on G, then we'll play a D string with no fingers, then 3 on D, and then we'll go the same way down as we've come up. So 3 on D is our top note, then take your fingers away for the open D string, 2 on G and 0 on G. We'll play the whole arpeggio over again. So whereas in the scale we'll play each note twice with long bows, when we play an arpeggio we'll play each note once with a long bow, but then we'll play the whole arpeggio over again. So this time I want you to really focus on the left hand and see if we can find the right notes of the arpeggio. And that's it. You notice how I keep very, very slow, because the slow playing gives me the opportunity to think ahead what's coming next, because you have to really try hard not to be confused playing an arpeggio, don't you? So while I play the G, I'm thinking what comes next, what comes next? Oh, it's a 2. Whilst I play the 2, I'm thinking very hard, what's next? Open D. Then when I play the open D, I'm thinking ahead, thinking which note is next? Oh yes, it is 3. So let's practice that strategy, shall we? So your brain works overtime while your playing keeps really, really slow to allow your head to think about what comes next, you see. Let's play it again after 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go, you're getting it now, aren't you? Lovely. Now, this time we're just going to think about the bow a little bit more, and I want you to work, when we play it next, on making the bow strokes straight. So you're going to stretch your bow arm forward. You remember we've seen in the past that if you go like that with your arm goes to the side, your tip of your bow is going to slide. It's going to slip across the fingerboard. We don't want that. We want the bow to stay parallel to the bridge. So your bow arm is going to stretch forward. So funnily enough, my bow goes like that, in that direction, you see. So let's focus on that while we play. Here we go again. 1, 2, 3. Make a very nice sound. Now if you're shaking a little bit, and that sometimes happens when we play a down bow, you feel that bow shake when you're about here. If that's you, that's quite common. So that is one thing, that it happens to a lot of people. It indicates that there is some tension, most likely in your upper arm here of your bow arm. So what you can do about it is to stop the bow when the shaking starts. If you feel like it's coming up, stop your bow, drop your shoulder a little bit so that you relax into that bowing. Remember, your bow is there on the string and it can go into the string a little bit more. You don't have to float over the top of the strings, but you can sink into the string a little bit more with the bow. So let's try that. Down bow. That's it. And if you feel the shaking coming up, let it go. Let go of that pressure into the string. So you hang off the string, as it were. Okay, let's play the arpeggio one more last time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Lovely work. That was superb practice. Very good. Now, you've noticed that every time I play either a scale or an arpeggio, I set myself a task, whether it's looking after the straight bowing, or whether it is trying to eliminate any shakes, or whether it is working on the left hand. Every time I play it, there is a job to do, something to focus on. And that makes for a lesson which is quite effective in that you address many different little things in one lesson like this. In about 10-15 minutes, you've covered a lot of areas. Now, there is no way anyone, me included, can take in all of these things at the same time. So I suggest you keep on running this video, and you can use it day in, day out, a couple of days in a row. because one day you're improving more of one thing and the next day you're improving more of something else. So this is not a one-day job. You want to keep playing this video over and over again, and over time you get better at all these individual techniques, and you've made a super start with that today. I'm very, very pleased with your progress. So I look forward to seeing you again very soon, and for now, well done and goodbye.